Negative thought healing. Negative thoughts are pervasive and are contributors to depression and anxiety. Sometimes we may not even have awareness of our negative thoughts, which can be about ourselves and being critical of others, from road rage to a myriad of ways we criticize others for their clothes or manners, language, or differences. I'm Dr. Susan Sophia James, a doctor of behavioral health and integrated medicine, and an advanced intuitive and mystic. Here's what I'm covering: our brain and negative thoughts, where negative thoughts come from, which is different from the origin of negative thoughts, how negative thoughts are deceptive, the relationship we have to negative thoughts, why we believe negative thoughts are us, and how noticing negative thoughts positively changes us, and what to do in the moment when a negative thought occurs, plus 9 different ways to heal negative thoughts, including a tool to use anywhere, anytime, and a deeper method to change our internal system and response at a profound level, and a list of things to attend to that help to support living without negative thoughts, also known as staying in positive thoughts. You might have noticed our politics thrive on being critical of whatever is happening and whoever is in office. You might also notice many of the ways we communicate with each other is through complaining about our situations, our outrage, or even bewilderment at some people's behavior, including our family and friends. What would we be if we had more consciousness about our thoughts, which is really more compassion towards ourselves and other people? So developing a way to release negative thoughts is really another tool to help us heal our environment on a consciousness level, as well as through our community and our country and our nations and the world. Negative thoughts are also destructive mechanisms in our consciousness because they erode us, they can derail us, cause demise, and a collection of negative thoughts equals depression and anxiety. Here's our brain and negative thoughts. The good news about negative thoughts is that our brain can be trained to change and not activate the negative cycles of thought patterns. It's like training to do something new. It takes practice, and over time, we get better at applying the new behaviors because the methods that interfere with the negative pattern reprogram it. And here's where negative thoughts come from. Often negative thoughts originate from an exterior trigger. The trigger can be a spoken sentence, so that can be something that you've heard, doesn't matter from who. The trigger can be a spoken sentence. It can be the tone of the voice. So it also can be a situation, and sometimes the challenges where we have been feeling very inadequate. So something that needs to change that seems daunting can cause negative thoughts. So it can be also a series of circumstances that are troubling and difficult, a trauma or several traumas. Negative thoughts also come from our home environment or people we're around who express negative thoughts in their external words and also their behaviors. The origin of negative thoughts. It's like there are negative clouds of negative thought patterns that float around the earth, and people tune into them. In tuning into them, the person believes the thoughts originate from within them, not realize that the negative thoughts are not them. Not realizing the negative thoughts are not them. So why we believe negative thoughts are us? Because the negative thoughts are like a plug into us, they are insidious because they keep reconnecting and attaching over and over because we are so used to it. We're not aware of when it occurs. So we have to become vigilant about when it starts to operate. So we have to heighten our awareness around that. And usually what happens is there's a trigger that occurs that causes that reattachment or the negative thought pattern to begin again. But sometimes the negative thoughts are so pervasive, they capture us in a net and we don't even know we are in the negative thought net, and a day or a week or a month or years can go by. How negative thoughts are deceptive. Negative thoughts are deceptive because we think the thoughts belong to us, that we are generating the negative thoughts, and then we judge that we have the negative thoughts, so we feel worse. Or we might think we do not have negative thoughts, but criticize others in our heads. So here's more deceptiveness. Sometimes negative thoughts crop up when we have a thought or desire about doing something new, like making a positive change, improving ourselves, or even getting exercise. Or it could be making a change that is better than where we are. The origin of the negativity comes from the place inside of us that is a fear of change. That place inside that has the notion that staying the same is safer than change, so it's threatening. The relationship we have to the negative thoughts can cause us sluggishness or whininess, to have excuses, lethargy, denial, defiance, anger, or puniness and withdrawal, or even an addiction to something. Here's more on our relationship to our thoughts. We are the director of our thoughts and can change them. However, it does take work and persistence. Often lifting out of negative thoughts happens in stages of noticing. So it's not like suddenly a light switch goes on and the room becomes bright. It's more that there are steps to engage that supports the stages to shift from negative to positive. And here are the 9 different methods to shift the negative thoughts to positive thoughts. So what to do in the moment of a negative thought. This is number 1 in the list of the 9 different interventions to change negative thoughts. The very first step is just to notice the negative thought. And as you notice it, take a deep breath in and then exhale. One of the things that you can say to yourself is, I am aware of this negative thought. And here's 3 things to become aware of. In addition, notice your feet on the ground. This can be wherever they are, which includes your toes and your sole and the arch of your foot and the top of your foot. And if they're warm or cold, or all the conditions about your feet on the ground. Next is notice where your body is, wherever it is, in a room, outside, in a vehicle or bed, wherever you are. Just notice your physical body in space, in the room, or wherever you are. And then the third is notice the presence of your body wherever you are in relation to the space. Are you in a large space, a small space, a warm space? Are you close to the door? So just noticing your body in the space. And if a negative thought occurs, repeat that little process again. And you can do that every single time that you notice a negative thought. This exercise is key and can be useful anywhere, anytime. And here are a few other things you can notice. Besides your feet on the ground, the air against your skin, your breath going in and out, the sounds around you, the lights and shadows. You can use this in personal relationships, your own thoughts to yourself or anywhere else. And here's the rest of the list of things to attend to that help to support living without negative thoughts, also known as staying in positive thoughts. Here's number 2. Start writing gratitude for different areas, and I like to break the areas into 4 categories. The first one is the Earth. So the Earth includes our galaxy, our solar system, nature on our Earth, all the way into the core. So those are Earth, nature related. The second one is to find something that you're grateful for about one other person in your entire life that you have known for a moment, you have never known, can be a historical figure, just one person. The next thing is something in your life that you are grateful for. Could be that you have a home, utilities, food, clothes, something basic. And the 4th part of this little exercise is to find one thing that you're grateful for about yourself. It could be something that you said thank you for a purchase that you received. It could be that you're grateful for putting your clothes on. One thing. Often this is very hard for people. So wherever you say something negative or think about that you hear yourself having a negative thought, pull out your gratitude list. So do this exercise every day. better to write it down because it pulls on different parts of our kinesthetic awareness and also our creativity. And when you change it, it helps you expand your consciousness of gratitude, and that helps to begin shifting the negativity. For more details on this particular exercise, you can go to the gratitude meditation, which is on the Transformational Wisdom Institute YouTube channel, and also at twi.education under the store. Now here's number 3. It's called mirror work. Take your list from your gratitude exercises and go to the mirror and look yourself in the eye and make each of those statements. So I'm remembering to tell you that when you make your gratitude statement, you say, I am, and then you say the rest of it. So as you look in the mirror, you say, I am grateful for myself today because I put my shoes on, or because I made a purchase and I said thank you. Whatever it is, say all 4 of those in the mirror. It can make a big difference. Another area, which is number 4, is get regular exercise like a walk. Walking changes our endorphins and is good for our body, mind, emotions, and spirit. And as you go on your walk, practice the breathing exercise that we did in number 1, which is noticing your feet as they take each step and the pressure of your foot on the ground. Notice the sounds around you. Notice the light and shadow. Notice the sky and what's in the sky. Notice the smells and movements. This is a regular meditation practice that you can do easily that brings upliftment and helps to abate negative thoughts. And number 5 is get regular sleep. This means long enough sleep, deep enough sleep, and get to sleep at the same time, so you create a routine that your body can use to restore itself. Sleep affects us profoundly in our thoughts, emotions, in our physical body, and our spiritual body. Number 6 is heal trauma, which can include working with the body, because energy, emotions, and experiences are stored in the body. So sometimes we're not aware that we have trauma, but working with the physical body can help us release those traumas. So there's many ways to do that, and that can help lift negative thoughts. In fact, it's a very important tool of this process. Number 7 is practice forgiveness. Here is a very short way to practice forgiveness called Ho'oponopono. It has 4 steps. The first step is say, I'm sorry. The second step is please forgive me. The third step is say thank you. And the fourth step is I love you. Do these over and over, because this process changes the energy of negativity and helps to shift within you. This makes this incredible shift of shifting thoughts, emotions, and affecting the spirit. Number 8 is know you are loved. Know you are loved by your ancestors. Know and have awareness that you are loved. So holding that space and putting your hand on your heart while you take a moment to feel the sense of knowing that you are loved can be very profound and help to shift energy to away from negative thoughts to positive thoughts. And number 9, this is an advanced practice. I have 2 advanced practices, one more after this. Assign the negative voice, the critical voice, a task to help you with something, because you have awareness that it is just an energy pattern that's playing. So as energy, you can give it a new task to perform. So once you know that you are not that negative voice and it's a pattern of repetition, you have the ability to direct it. You can assign the negative voice to help with observing. I'm going to make some suggestions. Observing synchronicities, helping with noticing your intuition, or noticing beauty or creativity. When you hear a negative comment, just assign the task to the energy, and you can repeat that as many times as you've needed to. And I want you to notice that at no time during this exercise, the 9 different ways, and I have one more after this, have I asked you to be angry or to dispel the negativity, because have a war on negativity, because all that does is energize it and feed it more, and so it expands. And these are ways that we want to minimize negativity and allow it to release gently and easily. No, the more you are aware of negative thoughts, the more you will notice negative responses, and you will gain awareness with exponential momentum. This is a worthy task as it changes your energy to a more positive state, and you'll feel better and better, and you will have heightened awareness of the negative thoughts until they disappear. And if they're triggered again, you'll notice them right away and have the tools to change them. Here's a brief list of other ways to support lessening negative thoughts. Avoid substances, including alcohol and nicotine, because they cause depletions. And when we have depletions, there's a proclivity towards depression and negative thoughts. Other things that are frequent depletions that contribute to negative thoughts are low vitamin B12 and vitamin D and thyroid dysfunction, which are all checked through blood work. For an expanded explanation of ways to heal depression and anxiety, listen to the video 15 Ways to Heal Depression and Anxiety on the Transformational Wisdom Institute YouTube channel, and also on the free resource page at Transformational Wisdom Institute, twi.education, free resources. And get the free copy of Negative Thought Healing at the Transformational Wisdom Institute website, twi.education, under free resources as well. The more support for releasing negative thoughts, the more upliftment we feel in our life, and the more success we have with releasing negative thoughts. This method is through a significant meditation process that aids in releasing negative thoughts, that gives spaciousness for peacefulness, interest, inspiration, intuition, and insight, because changing our brainwaves, heart rate, and breath through special meditation processes from ordinary consciousness to more relaxed and receptive states, which are beta to alpha and theta waves, profoundly affects us. This specially designed meditation, called luminousness, supports shifting into positive and uplifting awareness. And when we shift out of ordinary consciousness into deep and relaxed states, we're more receptive to positive change and taking in information at a deep level. The meditation, called luminousness, is a deep process for healing negative thoughts, available at Transformational Wisdom Institute at the store at twi.education store. Thanks for listening from Transformational Wisdom Institute and Dr. Susan Sophia James.